When someone brings up a prenuptial agreement, the conversation often becomes awkward quickly. Many people assume it means you're planning for divorce, but in reality, it can be one of the smartest and most respectful conversations you'll ever have with your partner. I'm David Stearman. I'm a divorce and family law attorney based in Pennsylvania, and today I want to discuss why prenuptial agreements don't need to be something to fear. In fact, they can strengthen your relationship. If you are engaged or thinking about marriage, or just want to understand how these documents work, this video will help. And if you ever want to discuss a prenuptial agreement one-on-one, please don't hesitate to reach out. Let's get something straight. First, a prenuptial agreement is a legal document between two people who plan to get married. It lays out how assets and debts will be handled in the event of divorce or death, and is often used to address financial support issues as well. In Pennsylvania, prenuptial agreements are valid, binding, and enforceable as long as a few key conditions are met. First, both parties must voluntarily enter into the deal, and there can be no duress or coercion or any form of pressure. Second, there must be full and fair disclosure. That means both people lay all their finances on the table, including income, assets, debts, and anything else. While some people may formally decline full or complete financial disclosure, I highly recommend not doing that. This is especially true if you are the spouse interested in protecting yourself from financial claims being determined by a court down the line. Ideally, the terms of the agreement should be reasonable and fair, but that is not a requirement under Pennsylvania law. Now, if you're a fan of the show Love is Blind, you know that this came up in the most recent season. One couple struggled with the prenup conversation. One of them saw it as a red flag, like it meant their partner didn't fully trust the relationship. But another couple signed a prenuptial agreement and said that it brought them peace of mind. And honestly, that's a great example of how this conversation can go either way. So let's talk about the real benefits of a prenup. First, asset protection. If you're bringing property, a business, or an inheritance into your marriage, a prenup can help keep it separate and protect it from claims of your future spouse. Second, debt protection. You can decide how to handle debt so one person doesn't end up responsible for the other person's financial baggage. And finally, a prenuptial agreement can protect children from a prior marriage or other individuals or family members by ensuring that they receive a fair share of your estate. Of course, there are some downsides. Some people feel that talking about a prenuptial agreement takes the romance out of the marriage. And if one partner has a lot more money, it can create tension. But from my experience, avoiding the conversation is usually what leads to bigger problems down the road. I once had a client. She was 28 and her fiance was 47. She wanted a clause that said they had to have a child within a certain number of years. It's questionable whether certain clauses like having children within a certain number of years, requiring someone to maintain a certain weight or hair color are actually enforceable, but at least you'll have some clarity around what really matters to your potential future spouse. Here's the bottom line. A prenup doesn't have to mean you don't trust each other. It means you respect each other enough to be honest and open about your finances and how you plan to share your money and/or financial responsibility. If you're considering a prenuptial agreement or would like to explore whether it's the right thing for you, please don't hesitate to give me a call. I'm David Stearman, and I'd be happy to walk you through the process, answer your questions, and help you protect what matters most to you.